you were we'll get circling back real quick to being Floyd Mayweather's bodyguard.
Yeah.
You and I remember, right, do you remember when I had seen you, when I pranked Floyd when I came in dressed as Connor?
Yes.
So I wired the money to the account, and when I wired it to the account, I went straight to the bank. I go to the bank myself to make sure shit get done. Because the thing is that I can't make all the money unless somebody else do all the dictating and do all the controlling.
You know, they see the money, they see this, that, the other, the power, and then they like it. And, you know, a lot of them come from unfortunate, like...
From Bugattis and Birkin bags to custom jets and skyscraper apartments in Manhattan, Floyd Mayweather made sure the world knew he was the definition of wealth. But now, that entire empire is crumbling, not from the outside, but from within. Because in a shocking twist no one saw coming, one of Floyd's own ex-bodyguards has come forward with damning receipts, exposing the truth behind the money, the lifestyle, and the $402 million scam that might just take Mayweather down for good.
Has it ever got to a stage where you guys have had to intervene with Floyd, or does people just go, those four guys are the biggest motherfuckers I've ever seen, I ain't going anywhere near it?
Usually if we have to get involved, when we get involved, they kind of chill out and like, oh, I fucked up. Maybe I should back up. Because all of a sudden, someone that you could just be intervening with one bodyguard.
Yeah.
But then as soon as they know everyone else is popping off, you get like a swarm. So all of a sudden you got like 5 big dudes up in your face saying, what are you fucking doing, dude?
This isn't some random hater throwing shade. This is someone who was right there in the trenches. The guy who watched Floyd flex cash to the cameras, then stress in private over how he was going to pay his next set of bills.
With bodyguarding, you are on him like glue all the time. So if something happens to him, guess whose problem it is? That's on you or me or whatever the case is, So you're always checking and especially with celebrities, everyone outside of their circle, even some people in their circle are always looking to get a one-up or, hey, what can I do to benefit myself more than him? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Which is, most bullshit happens inside the circle, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
According to Floyd's ex-bodyguard, everything was a show. All those duffel bags of cash, properties, the private jets, rented, and the biggest shocker, Floyd has been deep in debt for years.
Floyd's broke. You gotta understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
I believe that Floyd Mayweather has gone completely broke. And not just broke, but millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I know it sounds crazy to some of you out there, but trust me, I have legitimate proof.
We're talking massive loans, unpaid fighters, legal threats, and secret IOUs to people across the world. That flashy lifestyle was never backed by actual wealth. It was all a smokescreen to keep the myth alive. And once the money from his actual boxing career dried up, Floyd had to get creative to stay afloat.
I don't get scared till when it's all done and calmed down. I'm like, oh shit, that was a rough situation. But usually when you get a call, whatever it is, you're thinking about, okay, what is this person probably doing? Why are they upset? What's the situation? You're not thinking about, oh shit, this could be really dangerous. And then you go through the motions, you do your thing, look for the person. You worry about what's around you.
Enter the exhibition fight scam. According to the bodyguard, Floyd knew he couldn't hang with real contenders anymore, so he turned to clout matchups. Fights with YouTubers, influencers, and retired MMA fighters who couldn't even throw a proper jab.
Okay, Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real show that left the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. Floyd, I'm rooting for you. Come on, let's turn it around.
He turned boxing into a circus, calling it easy money. But in reality, it was desperation. He was using those exhibition checks to pay off real debts, money he owed to promoters, investors, foreign governments, and even a few fellow celebrities.
Are you holding other fighters accountable, like Floyd, for example? I mean, Floyd doesn't even know his opponent's name, so are you holding him accountable to that? Floyd should still be fighting people that, you know, he at least people that know that his opponent's name and stuff. Are you saying the same thing?
Hold on. A couple of things. Number one, last time I checked, Floyd retired. These are exhibitions that he had, but I don't even count these. Floyd will tell you that himself. When Floyd, you know, I didn't count Conor McGregor as a boxing match. That was a damn exhibition. I ain't paying no attention to that with Floyd. No way on earth. Not at all. That's number one. Number two, here's where you have to give Floyd his respect. He's a pioneer from the standpoint of his willingness to buy himself out of the contract with Top Rank, free himself up, and not be a prisoner to the promoter. So albeit in a different kind of fashion that Jake is doing it to some degree, Floyd's a pioneer in that regard. And the kind of thing that Jake is taking to another level, Floyd initiated. Julia, that is the truth.
I understand he initiated, but do you think it tarnishes his name to now be taking these bullshit I can't even say it. No, you don't think it does at all?
No. Here's the reason why. He's retired, number one. Number two, he had already proved himself as a world champion, made a whole boatload of money. He got $700 million in 2 fights, for crying out loud. He did all of that stuff. Then he retired, and he's announced that essentially these are exhibitions. He's just having fun with it because he's getting old. He's 45 years old now, and he did what he came to do. That's entirely different than a 25-year-old on the come up, knocking people.
And that $402 million New York apartment play? You know, the one where Floyd claimed he bought 62 buildings in Harlem, Morningside Heights, and Upper Manhattan. The ex-bodyguard said that was the final nail in the coffin.
I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City.
Floyd allegedly borrowed massive amounts of money to make that deal happen, hoping the rental income would save him. But when the rents didn't come in fast enough and property maintenance bills stacked up, he was caught in a financial chokehold.
According to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan.
He was promoting tons of these ICO scams at the time, and he also narrowly avoided an ICO fraud lawsuit for the same thing, under the defense that he wasn't actually influential enough to convince people to buy the scam.
Bank, I'm robbing y'all. Phelps does nothing but collect dust. Money over legacy, currency over legacy, because he felt underappreciated.
Even more shocking, the bodyguard dropped bombshells about Floyd's alleged crypto scam. Yeah, turns out Mayweather was deeply involved in some shady NFT and crypto projects, ones that promised huge returns, backed by his name. He hyped them up on social media, got celebrities to invest, and then ghosted. The projects tanked. Millions disappeared, and people who trusted him got burned. We're talking artists, athletes, and influencers who are still trying to recover from the losses.
You won't believe this. Floyd Mayweather is back in the NFT space to launch his metaverse called Mayweverse. There will be 5,000 NFTs with different utility, rarity levels, and rewards. But this NFT project is after a series of NFT and crypto scams he's started and promoted throughout the years. Some abandoned projects are Centra ICO, Ethereum Max, Floyd NFT, Bored Bunny, scamming his supporters for over more than $5 million. What do you think? Follow for more NFT news.
And you know who saw through the act from the jump? Stephen A. Smith. Long before the scandal blew up, Stephen A. visited Floyd's mansion, and something didn't sit right with him. Sure, the place looked like a billionaire's playground, marble floors, custom chandeliers, walls lined with championship belts. But Stephen said it felt too curated, like a set for a TV show.
What's your definition of toy?
Well, private jet, Enzo, Bugatti. Let's walk over here. I'll show you a couple toys. They call this the You know, the $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, you know, we are on ESPN. These are sports cars. It's a sports network. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these,
I haven't seen these.
No.
Floyd, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black LA, white Vegas.
Yeah, in New York, I got my drivers.
And you got your drivers in New York?
Yeah.
Why? Talk to me about why you make the decision to drive different colored cars in respective cities.
Spoiled brat.
Oh, just being a brat?
Just being a brat.
The 7 cars that you showed me are in excess of $15 to $20 million.
Let me see what's the number. We go 3.1.
And you don't drive them.
It's close to 15 million. You're right. It's close to 15.
And after seeing Floyd take fight after fight against social media nobodies, Stephen A. went on national television and called it for what it was, a hustle. This man is out here fighting people who can't even throw a jab, Stephen said. That's not boxing. That's marketing.
Which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it.
That comment sparked a wave of investigations, with media outlets and financial watchdogs digging into Floyd's public records. And what they found was wild. Unpaid taxes, suspicious LLCs, offshore accounts, and lawsuits that had been buried under NDAs and private settlements.
I know that Floyd is still getting in there as recently as this weekend because he needed the money.
You think Floyd's fighting because he needs the money?
Yeah.
Really? Why? You think he blew through all of his money? Get the fuck.
Well, he blew through a lot of it, but I'm sharing for you, it wasn't what you thought it was
He
to
blew
start
through
with.
it and wasn't making as much as he
they're
says.
claiming he was doing $100 million a fight, and I'm claiming for you, he in his whole career has made about $100 million. There's a very...
Wow.
You know, Floyd had this long career. I could imagine him making more than $100 million.
I understand that. Floyd was not Muhammad Ali, and Floyd wasn't Mike Tyson. I got it, I know. People think he made 130 in a night. I'm sharing with you he didn't. And no boxer has. No boxer's ever made 130 million in one night. This is silly.
Let's not forget about 50 Cent either, Floyd's longtime frenemy who's been calling him out for years. Back in 2014, 50 made headlines for clowning Floyd's reading skills. But behind the jokes was a deeper beef: money.
What the hell happened between 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather?
He changed his mind. As he was going into jail, he asked me to help him with Mayweather promotion. Signed the actual fighters. We had acquisition of Gamboa, Andre Durrell, IBF champion, Billy Dib. I brought him over while Floyd was incarcerated. Then he comes home, let's get Floyd back in pocket. $300,000 chains, new Lamborghini, and I'm sitting there going, when you gonna give me the money? But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail.
Are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that. When he finally does bring up the actual situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. I didn't tell y'all to do that. And I'm looking at him and he looked in my face and he didn't tell me to do that.
50 Cent claimed Floyd owed him millions and said the only reason Floyd kept doing exhibitions was because he was broke. At the time, fans thought 50 was just trolling for clout. But now, with all these new receipts dropping, people are realizing 50 might have been telling the truth all along.
Speechless if this is true, but Floyd Mayweather supposedly is held hostage in Dubai. Vontae Davis suggested this, who I believe is signed under Floyd Mayweather. Then Floyd responded back of posting a video of Tank dancing on his IG, saying, "We always knew he had sugar in the tank." Like, actually, that's insane posting this online. I'm not even kidding. And then Tank went on his IG story to say this.
You owe them people over in Dubai that money. Tell them to get on live right now. And you owe people in Saudi Arabia.
And Floyd responded back saying he should fight Shakur instead. I have no clue what is going on with this beef, but they're basically saying that Floyd Mayweather is broke and owes people money and he's hiding in Dubai. I'm actually speechless if any of that is remotely true, but I kind of can see that coming. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul, like 2 years ago, said that Floyd is actually broke. And it low-key might be true, but we'll see what happens.
And then there's Gervonta Davis. Their beef goes way back, but remember when Tank hinted Floyd was stuck in Dubai over unpaid debts? Everyone brushed it off as drama. Just Tank throwing shade. But now, with the ex-bodyguard confirming Floyd owed serious money out there, that old claim suddenly hits different. Maybe Tank wasn't just talking. Maybe he was right all along. See, when you build your brand around being untouchable, undefeated, and unbreakable, any crack in that image becomes catastrophic. Floyd Mayweather wasn't just known as the best boxer in the world, he was Money Mayweather. His whole identity was tied to being the richest, the flashiest, and the smartest.
Floyd, man, you got everything. You got the skyscrapers, you got the cars, you got the houses. How much is that watch, man? I gotta ask, man.
Oh, that's 18 million.
18 million? That motherfucker do look like a chandelier, though. And how much was the goddamn necklace?
5 million. He said just 5 million.
He turned boxing into business, made over $1 billion in career earnings, and told everyone who doubted him to check the bank account. But now, that bank account might be on life support.
Now, did Logan ever get paid with the situation with Floyd Mayweather?
Nah, not yet. Floyd Mayweather's broke. You know, that's what a lot of people don't realize.
The bodyguard also revealed how Floyd's lifestyle was completely unsustainable. The man was burning through cash like it was tissue paper, traveling with a 30-person entourage, staying at $25,000 per night penthouses, buying watches that cost more than houses, and throwing parties that racked up six-figure tabs in a single night. And the worst part? He couldn't stop. Even as the money started running dry, Floyd kept the flex going because the brand depended on it.
Money made, money made, money made all day. You know, right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life. So Andrew Jackson, of course, is on the 20. Benjamin Franklin right here. You know, money made all day. We in the bank, doing what we do best, counting money.
And guess who's paying the price for it now? Not just Floyd, but the people around him. The fighters who never got paid, the investors who got duped, the fans who believed in the illusion.
When Floyd left Bob Arum, it's good for them to do it and become their own boss. And then if another guy does it, it's not good for the sport. He's disloyal. And what's wrong with Tank saying he want to be his own boss? And honestly, I've been there. The relationship between them two is very toxic. It's a toxic relationship. It's up and down and up and down. And I'm not gonna elaborate to everything that I know, but it's a very toxic relationship. And that's why when I tweet stuff, I don't tweet often, but when I tweet, I may fire off 50 tweets in the day. And that's why when I tweeted certain things about the relationship, Tank retweeted it because he knows. Like, I'm not just gonna say what it is. It's a very toxic relationship. It's back and forth. And I think it will serve him best to go and be his own boss.
Even his own family is feeling the fallout. His daughter, Ayanna Mayweather, has reportedly distanced herself, saying behind closed doors that Floyd's obsession with image and money cost them their peace.
But when he go with his dad, he don't be doing all that. And I don't know if it's because he's a man, but he don't be doing all the extra falling out stuff with him.
There are whispers that she blames him for everything crashing down and feels like the lifestyle he worked so hard to flaunt was never real to begin with. Let's not forget, Floyd once said, "Legacy doesn't pay bills, money does." That quote went viral. He used it to justify his post-retirement circus fights.
Why is the money so important? Why do you always come back to the dollars? People want to know.
Why not? I mean, everything you got on costs money. You can't take your wife on a date for free.
Is that how you measure your success?
No. Me, I'm loyal and honest, and I'm a good person, and I call a spade a spade. Money don't make me, I make money. And without money, I'd be the same person. I fought so many fights for free.
But now, that same mindset might be the reason his legacy is in jeopardy. Because while he may have dodged punches in the ring, he couldn't dodge this financial knockout.
Does Floyd have enough money not to stoop to do these exhibitions? But at some point, there is athletic dignity attached to 50 and 0, and that's the allure of this.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of, okay?
And the people that they're putting him in there with can't put him in harm's way.
What I'm doing right now, that's what I do every day. Shop. Ain't nothing like couple bucks. Greg, come with me.
Disappointed. The thing is that Floyd is what they call an independent contractor. And what happens is that when you become an independent contractor, Skip, if you make $230 million, they give you 2 checks or a check for $230 million. It is up to you to take out the deduction and make sure state, federal, and whatever else needs to be deducted is paid to the Internal Revenue Service.
And let's be honest, Floyd Mayweather fighting YouTubers wasn't just embarrassing. It was a massive red flag. Legends don't fight clout chasers. But Floyd? He needed those fights. Not for fun, not for fans, but for the money. To patch holes in a sinking ship.
It's crazy that Floyd Mayweather, since retiring, has gone from fighting Logan Paul, huge name, obviously is going to bring a lot of money, to then fighting Deji, didn't bring as much money or pay-per-view buys, to then fighting someone off from Geordie Shore.
The problem is, Floyd's done this fight with one of the Paul brothers and thought, here we go, this is fantastic now, I'm getting all these views and stuff, people want to see me. It's like, he isn't a draw enough to sell out an entire arena if he's going to go against somebody that isn't a competition.
He was taking the piss that much, it was that much of a no competition, he was doing 360s in the ring.
So now, as the truth comes to light and the empire starts to crumble, the question becomes, was it all worth it? Because when your own ex-bodyguard, the man who once protected your life, is out here dropping truth bombs that line up with what Tank, 50 Cent, and Stephen A. Smith have been saying for years, that's not just a red flag. That's a full-blown emergency siren. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.